It's the same. Obviously, Keelan's been added to it. He's going to go down to the wire, not sure, with evaluations.
I think this kind of completes a week of full practices for Makai. I know what we've seen from you before is guys kind of tend to have that ramp-up period. Do you need that ramp-up period before he starts, or do you expect him, after practicing this week, to be the starter for you guys?
He'll be fine because it was, for the ramp-up period was more for guys who hadn't been with us, so we weren't sure. We have no idea where they are, right? So he's been working out with us. He's been with our conditioning team. He's still been here. So we know where he's at, and having this week has been good for him.
So you have no worries then he'll be starting week 1 then?
No.
So Keenan can't go, who, and obviously Jameson, if he doesn't go, who will replace Keenan?
Something we'll talk about here before the day's up.
Do you need a safety with Neesman down?
As of now, Redwine obviously is on our active, and there's still a possibility that we could pull up one of the practice squad safeties on game day.
With Becton, what are the concerns that he's missed time? OTA, he's missed the 2 weeks. Do you worry that he's starting out behind as we go into the season? And how much of a leap do you expect him to take from last year?
As far as the leap is concerned, that's always going to be game to game. But there's a couple of he hasn't practiced, or he's practiced, but he hasn't played in a couple of weeks. But expecting him to pick up where he left off in Green Bay, and obviously this first week and every week moving forward, get a little bit better and showcase why he's the type of left tackle that deserves to be special.
How would you characterize his training camp, Robert?
Makai.
Yep.
It's obviously he missed OTAs. He's had his ups and downs, obviously dealing with Carl, which I think a lot of people would. But I thought it's been productive for him. This is a new technique, running off the ball, the pass sets, the protections. It's all different. Where he's not just running gap schemes and just trying to overpower people. There's more space that he's being put in. But so I thought there's been a lot of production for him. And not even worried about him. He's going to be fine. Pass setting is pass setting, and so expecting him to be dominant like he has been. And from a run game standpoint, he moves people. That's what he does best. So it's going to be fun to watch him play.
With Mims, and we talked a lot about him in training camp. Where's he at now? In your mind, how did he come through, kind of catching up after his missed time?
Same thing with Mims. He's done a lot better. And he had a really nice practice yesterday. So again, hopefully, stack it up today. But it's the same process. He's going through some learning curves and working out of a phone booth and working out of those tight splits and the details of route running and all that stuff. So he's gotten a lot better, and he continues to get better every day. And I love his intent and the way he goes, the way he's going about his business to find versatility and knowing every single spot instead of being stagnant at one, which is difficult for a receiver. So he's been good. His mind's in the right spot.
Have you made a decision who's going to start on the outside in replacement of Bless?
See him Sunday. Good try though, man. See.
What did Bryce Hall show you through the summer to be one of those guys that was going to be a starter?
Bryce he's the most consistent in the room. He's very smart. He's reliable. Obviously, he's great with his alignments. He's great putting his eyes where they need to be. He's gotten a lot better at his press technique. He's gotten a lot better in zone recognition, route recognition, and all that stuff. So, he's going to be in position to make plays, and he's not going to get you beat. We trust that he's going to be in position to make sure that the ball's not getting behind him and that he's constantly contesting things in front of him. So he's done a really nice job, and we're excited to see him compete this weekend.
Is Jameson out, Robert?
Yeah, from COVID standpoint, he'll be out.
Robert, how big a challenge do Brian Burns at defensive end and Derek Brown on the inside? How much of a challenge do they present to your offensive line?
Their D line is pretty darn good. Brian Burns is a problem on the edge, and then obviously Brown. I remember evaluating him last year. I mean, he is a very, very talented player, very talented. So it's going to be a challenge to their defense overall has a ton of speed at every single level and a lot of strength and size on the inside on their defensive line. So it is a problem, but it's a problem that we're excited to get after. So.
When you look at McCaffrey, what's the key against him?
Oh man, so he's for him. I always joke with defensive guys. If he sees you, you're not tackling him. So, if he's out in space and he's catching a football, make sure you close that space as quickly as possible before he can line you up. And because if he can line you up, it's over. You're unless you have, especially in a one-on-one situation. But he's great out of the backfield. He's great running the football. He's got tremendous vision. His acceleration. I think what people really take for granted with him is the way he gets 0 to 60 and how fast it happens. And you think you have time when he comes out of his break to run it down and make a tackle, but all he does is just separate. And he's one of the best players in football, and he's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Robert, with Quinnen, with all the time he missed, a guy of his size is going to be, I think, 90 degrees on Sunday in Carolina. Do you have to limit his snap count at all?
No, I think he's chomping at the bit. I don't know if I want to throw this out there, but I am. But over the course of training camp, he's lost 10 pounds of body fat while increasing muscle mass, just because of the foot and catching back up. And so he is in fantastic shape. He looks awesome out there, and he cannot wait to get game action. And we're really excited to see him play.
Take a couple more.
Is there a significance to wearing the tech football shirt today?
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this every week. This is PCTI. Make sure I get this right. It's Passaic.
Passaic County.
Yep, County Tech. Thanks.
I was at the game.
Where you at? The Bulldogs. So they're, the girls are the first varsity flag football team in the history of New Jersey to win a championship. So we're gonna recognize a local high school football team every week for doing something pretty cool, and they're the first.
Oh, good.
Quick
Yep.
question on,
Yeah.
the Brandon, the corner you picked late. Did he surprise you a little bit? He was a sixth-round pick. Obviously, you liked him in the draft, but during the summer, he flashed a lot. Was it because he was a JUCO guy and he was a little raw? Why did he go so late, and what do you like about him?
Why guys go late, I can't answer that because it happens every year. And every year there's an undrafted free agent that comes out of nowhere. I mean, we watched one last night, Shaq Barrett, who was an undrafted free agent, who's one of the best DNs in all of football. You don't know why they go undrafted. They just do. You don't know why guys go late. They just, you trust your evaluation process. It happens. You get them in the building, and then they ball. But it goes back to what I've talked about with regards to the difference between player A and player Z is minimal, and the thing that keeps player Z from becoming player A is reps and opportunity. Brandon got an opportunity by being drafted, and he's been getting reps at corner, and he's taking advantage of it, and so are a bunch of other young guys, and that's. So I'm never surprised by it anymore because you never know what you might find, especially if you're open-minded and you continue to work with everybody as if they're a first-round draft choice, because you never know.
I get one there.
Yeah, go.
Your pregame ritual that gets so much attention of running the steps. How did that start?
I've been doing it since I was a GA. My first job, I was looking for something to do pregame when I was still young and in a lot better shape. I was trying to get a workout in, and there's no workout equipment, and I wanted something difficult, and so I started running stadiums in college, and I just took it with me, just started doing it in the NFL when I got here. So it's been about over 20 years now.
Is that easier or harder than chasing around the kids?
It's a lot easier.
What's the toughest stadium?
What's that?
What's the toughest stadium?
Depends on how you approach Green Bay. If you take it all the way to the top, it's almost unfair. But Arizona's tough. San Francisco's tough. This one's pretty tough. So, they're all tough. I don't know if I've ever seen a stadium that's easy yet. So. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.